All right, guys, check this out. I had to jump on here and just shoot a video real quick because I feel like this was a learning lesson for me, and this wasn't like this was good. This is good, and you guys gotta check this out. I feel like this is something super important that's going to change the game for you guys. So I don't want to say I didn't trust my system, but what happened was I ended up missing this. Okay, I won on the paper account and then I lost it on my funded account, but I only lost $80. So I'm just down 80 or $90, maybe 100. And the reason why is I felt like I overanalyzed. And okay, check this out. So this is a S&P, right? So here we are. E-mini, by the way, I found MES1 for futures, micros. So check this out. So right here, you can see we're in a downtrend, right? We're in a downtrend, clear downtrend. Okay. Then we came up like this, and then we came down, and now we're going up, right? And that was my prediction, that this was the indication, the correction, and this is the continuation. And I messed up because I put my stop loss too low, and it just happened. I was like 30 seconds too early. Let me see, where did it happen? I think it's right here. Yeah, this one stopped me out. Yep. This red candle came down here. My stop loss was under this level instead of it being under this level, right? Because this is the lowest point, right? This is the swing. So if I were, let's go to the 15-minute. If I were to draw this out, right, let's just do something like this, right? That's the swing point right here. So your stop loss is supposed to be under there. And I was trying to get a tight entry because I didn't want to risk too much. If you look at this 1600, right? So if I right click, go to custom limit order one, right, this is for one contract, you can see here that we're risking $80 for this. But by the time price was there, see, I bought in right here at the top of this. I should have just waited and been patient, because it usually doesn't just push back right away. It does some consolidation and then it'll push back. And that's where I messed up right there. There was one issue right there. The other issue was that I didn't put my stop below. So had I gotten into, let's look real quick, 15-minute, right? You can see here the 15-minute. Remember how I talked about the train leaving the station, right? That's when the reversal is actually happening and we're moving up. So in this case, this would have been it right here. This would have been the candle, right? And that's where I got in, but then I didn't set my stop loss low enough. And for some reason, I'm seeing $80 here. But I remember when I got in, I think I got in right here at the top, right there. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this looks too bad. It was like 100, 120, $30. Yeah, something like that. I'm trying to figure out why, because right now I'm looking at this and you can see it just says $80. I would have taken that, but I think when I measured it up here, yeah, it was around 50. Yep. And that's where I was like, okay, cool, I can do 50 for whatever this was. It was one something, or I was going for right under this level, 200. Right. And whatever, man. I just should have just set it up right where it needed to go, and that's it, and just let it run. And I did throw the screenshot in a ChatGPT just because I've been experimenting with it. And I got to tell you what, I got to tell you something. ChatGPT is pretty cool because it can analyze stuff and let you know what's going on. But it totally didn't see this, because ChatGPT was saying that on the 4-hour here that we were still in a downtrend, right? Look right here. So something like that, something like that. It was saying we're still in a downtrend. But I would understand had we had not made this level right here. If we would have just came straight up here and it would have been something like that, then I would understand. I'd be like, okay, that's like a double top and we're still looking for sells. In this case, I'd be looking for an indication to the downside, right? An indication, then a correction, and then a continuation. but that wasn't the case. And then there was another opportunity right here. Like this wasn't, where's it at right here? Like I didn't see this being an indication, right? Let me do this. Okay, so this was a level right here. Then we got an indication, correction, continuation. I didn't see this being, I didn't see, oh, let me back up a little bit. So if this was the level right here, I didn't see this being an indication, correction, and then a continuation to the downside. Actually, it could have been, yeah. It looks like it was because it did go all the way down. And then it reverses up. But when I looked at it, this was also not New York session, right? So when I'm looking at it, let's go to the 1 hour. When I'm looking at it, I'm seeing that here's the level, and here's also a level, and we broke this level right here, and we also broke this level, got above it, but we broke this primary swing point right here, right? So that was the first thing that caught my attention. So that's where I'm like, okay, the market is indicating that it wants to go up because it broke this swing point, right? So we've got this swing point right here. We're on the 1 hour, breaks that level, comes down. I'm just looking for the reversal. I timed the whole thing right. You see this first wick right here. I just didn't get in. And look at that. That would have been a crazy easy payday. Crazy easy payday. And like I said, I caught it on my paper account. I won it because on my paper account, I set my stops down to here, and then everything else was up there, right? I'm on the 30-minute right now, but let me go to the 5:15. On there, see, I got in right around here. Well, this was, I have two entries here because I ended up getting in, then getting out, hesitating. And then because on the 5-minute, this was like, there was no break of structure yet. That was me getting in too early. And so I've had, just with a small account, I've had an extra tweak in the strategy, which is sometimes waiting for price to fully reverse and show you costs more to get in, right? Because like right here, let's go to the 15-minute. In this case, it wasn't too bad, right? Because I could have gotten in right here after we broke that structure. And just for those that don't know, so here's the low, here's the high, here's the low. Once we get here on this level, we're breaking structure right on this level, right? Because there's a pivot point there. There's a dot right there, right? That's indicating like a pivot point or an elbow, right? So once price gets above it, now we're making higher highs and higher lows, right? So that's where I would be like, okay, the market reversed, I'm getting in. But then I would put this below in case they try to do a little sweep like that, or sweep just happens. And that's exactly what happened, right? Not necessarily saying that this is a sweep, a liquidity sweep or whatever, but this could have just been buyers and sellers battling it out, and price came down, and my ass, put my stop loss there instead of underneath. And I knew that's where I was supposed to be, taking a 12-point stop loss. I want to be able to risk the amount that I'm supposed to risk and feel good about it. So I just wasn't feeling good about it, and I should have felt good about it, and I should have just kind of let it go and left the charts and just kind of let it do its thing. And that's what happened. And you could tell too, because when it comes up, like I've seen this so many times, when it comes up above a level and it starts to bubble up like that, consolidate, but it starts to pull up and the lows are getting higher, and then you're just waiting for a big explosion to the upside. Right. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is S&P once again, MES1. Check it out. Go to the 1 hour. I'm going to do another video maybe tonight on S&P and just practice ICC on it and just look at the opportunities when ICC plays out for New York. But this was such another easy layup right here. And I called it out. Like I just messed up the freaking entry and the stop loss on the entry. But it's okay. As soon as I messed up, I was going to get back in, but then I told myself, you know what? For the sake of discipline, I'm not going to do it. And I'm just going to go through it and just watch it and just kind of like if anything, I'm going to work on my discipline in this moment and be okay with it. And so, I did that. So maybe that was a dumb move, but I think it was okay to do. But I think once you're in a rhythm and you're in flow, I think that you just be smart about it. And if somehow there's a mistake and you're still going to the and you're still bullish and you're at your entry point or in the area and you can afford to take the trade, then you probably should just take the trade. 2 trades max and you're done. Yeah, I'm gonna do another review. I'm gonna do like some kind of like some back testing here on ES just to feel confident about it. But man, that was such an easy trade. I just needed to be a little more patient and okay with me setting my risk. So yeah, we're at 500 now. Let me see. Yeah, we're at 48,509, and that should have been the 5th trade in a row. And then we would have been at 6, 7, 8. We would have been at 8, approaching 49,000. The other thing I want to consider, so once I really start to get on a roll, I'm probably going to risk a little bit more so we can build faster and start risking 250 instead of 100, and then kind of get back up to 500. I don't think I'm going to risk past 500 on a 50K account though. All right, guys, that was it. Peace.